Hello and welcome to the University of Albany eSports stream of the 2020 ECAC League of Legends Finals. My name is Matthew Tyler. I'm here with... I'll say your names again once more, guys. Yeah.
Lucas Molina.
And Juliet Hahn.
Awesome, thanks. So today we're going to be playing League of Legends, which is a 5-on-5 capture the other team's base and destroy it type of game. And for those of you that have never played or seen League of Legends before, we're going to try to walk you through it today with explaining some of the basics. So right now we're just waiting for our team, the University of Albany, and ECPI Rams to get into their game. And yeah, so you guys are also on the esports team as well, right?
Yeah, we are.
Yep.
Awesome. So it looks like they're about to get into the pick and ban phase. So we will watch what they're doing. So as we said before, League of Legends is a 5-on-5 team-based game. And what you see right now is the picking and banning of champions. Each player will select their own champion to play throughout the entire duration of the game. And that's what they're doing right now. Each team also gets 5 bans. So on the red side here, we have ECPI University, the Rams, and on the blue side, the left side, we have the University of Albany. So the ban phase is progressing pretty quickly here. We have the University of Albany with their first 3 bans, banning Zed, Riven, and Yumi, the names of those 3 champions in the top left corner. And ECPI has banned Varus, Braum, and Thresh, the names of those 3 champions in the top right corner. So there's many different champions in League of Legends, over 100. So there's just with 10 bans throughout the whole game, we'll see a lot of variety in this best of 3 match that we have here today. So on the side of UAlbany, they get to pick first, and they're going to secure Pantheon. Pantheon is one of 2, well, there's a couple types, but Pantheon is a melee type champion, and he deals in physical damage. And he'll be a strong cornerstone, possibly, for the University of Albany. ECPI here goes and quickly picks their 2 champions. They have Nunu and Willump, as well as Galio. One of those is in the jungle role, and the other one could be a mid or support. As I talk about those roles, you might want to look in front of you here at the map at the center of the screen. You can see predominantly here, coming from the base, which is the bottom left, is the blue crystal, and the top right is the red crystal. You can see coming out of the base 3 predominant lanes. You have the top lane, middle lane, and the bottom lane. Between all of those lanes, there's the jungle. Each of these lanes, as well as the jungle, are going to be occupied by our 2 opposing teams' champions. Top lane typically is a 1v1 lane, as well as mid lane, where the bottom lane is a 2-on-2 lane. Now, if you've done your math right, that leaves 1 player on each team left to roam around, and they're going to be in the jungle, occasionally coming to each lane and helping out their teammates. So in these lanes, there's going to be some minions that are going to spawn from each team's base, and each champion, that's our players, on the team is going to want to kill these minions, and they're going to get gold. Getting gold helps you build some items that helps you kill minions and champions better in order to eventually then kill the base the best. So we've secured our first 3 champions on each side, and now we're going into the last ban phase. It's going to be the final 2. Each team will ban 2 champions. Do you guys have anything to say about these bans so far in the current team comps?
Well, noticing something on the ECPI side, they do seem to have a lot of health, and I guess a lot of crowd control and a lot of sustain as well. Although saying that, Ornn and Leona, 2 champions that could benefit them, are both banned.
Yeah, that's a good point. Nunu and Willump which is probably going to be the jungle champion that I'm talking about. They do build a lot of health, as well as Galio and Clyde, who's normally a top laner, can get quite tanky. On the side of UAlbany, it does look like they have some champions that don't build too much health, Pantheon could get a pretty good health stat. But as far as Elise and Morgana, they don't really build too many resistances to physical damage or magical damage. Finishing out the bans, it looks like UAlbany has banned 2 supports, typically Leona and Senna. And ECPI bans Caitlyn, who's an AD carry, and Orin, who's another top laner.
Judging from ECPI, we might see a Rakan here, seeing as the synergy between Xayah and Rakan is something that won't really go on the Ash.
Both teams look like they're trying to go for mobility this game, trying to see who can go around the map the fastest to help out each other.
That's a very good point. Yeah. Pantheon and Shen on the side of UAlbany with very long range loadouts. And you were right, Lucas. ECPI does secure Rakan as their final pick, as we have a look at the 2 team compositions going into this first match. Again, this is a best of 3. So the first to 2 wins will be the winner of the ECAC 2020 League of Legends Finals. So we're going to head into this game soon. It's going to be give or take about 3 minutes for our spectator delay. We're going to go on a short break as we wait for that delay to time out, and I hope you'll be back with us when we resume. So thank you. Hello and welcome back to our broadcast. We're getting loaded into the game here, so we're going to be on the Rift shortly. So, taking a look at our champions here, we briefly saw what Keystone Masteries they have. I don't think there's anything too far out of the ordinary. Explaining those Keystone Masteries for those of you that are new to the game. Each champion in Champ Select can pick their own, basically, specialization that gives their champion their own special skill or passive ability that they can use throughout the game. As both teams here run out of their base, they're going to take their positions along the river that goes up the middle of our map here. You can view the map at the bottom right of your screen. The mini-map plays a very important part in League of Legends throughout the whole game, and there'll be a bunch of different battles taking across the map at the same time, so it might be important to take good note of the mini-map on there.
They're actually going to run straight into them. A flash is going to be used. Rakan's going to knock up someone, and they're actually going to get another kill on Morgana as well. Pantheon's going to go down. That's 2 kills for the side of ECPI. Kled and Galley are going to give chase, but they're not going to be able to take down Ashe or Elise. That is most definitely not a good start for UAlbany, considering Pantheon also used its flash.
Very true. And because all of the ECPI teammates were standing in the little brush there, looking slightly more invisible, the UAlbany team members could not see them.
It's unfortunate for the side of UAlbany.
Yeah, a lot happened at once there too. Just taking another step back and looking at the summoner spells that were used. As Lucas mentioned, Pantheon used his flash as well as UAlbany's Morgana. These summoner spells are spells that every champion has, but they're on a much longer cooldown than most things, so it'll take another 5 minutes it is for flash to be able to be used again by Pantheon and Morgana. There are a couple other summoner spells, but we can explain more about those when we come to them.
Flash being one of the most important, almost every character in the game will take it in any role they play. And it can get you out of the stickiest of sticky situations. And Pantheon not having it puts you at a huge disadvantage with Gallia. Well, it's very unfortunate, but we'll see what Albany does to come back from this deficit.
Very true. They have almost a 1,000 gold difference between the two teams, but that doesn't mean that they can't come back.
That gold difference can be viewed at all times at the top of our screen with a little scoreboard. See the little league, the coin with the L in it. Each team has. Once again, ECPI is the red team and UAlbany is the team.
So right now,
it looks like top lane's gonna get ganked.
Nunu's gonna come in with a snowball. Kled's gonna engage, but he's gonna be taunted. Shen's gonna be able to get out perfectly fine there.
A good taunt. Shen to get away. It's mid lane this fight.
Galio's gonna be able to taunt Pantheon. They're both gonna get away with similar health. Jungler's gonna be fighting in the middle of the river. Galio's gonna be able to get there first. Actually, no, Pantheon's coming as well. Might see a death here. Nunu's very low. In fact, he's gonna go down. Shen's gonna come down as well. Kled also engaging. Elise is gonna get 2. And Kled, it's not looking good for him either. He might be able to get 1. No, Pantheon's gonna get him. And UAlbany immediately coming back from those 2 kills. Able to get 3 in return in that fight.
Yeah, that was a very good fight. Inside of UAlbany, all the lanes having the map awareness to come down into the river.
And in fact, a really good fight considering no summoner spells were used except for Pantheon's Ignite on the side of UAlbany. Meanwhile, they were able to get the flash out of Kled and Nunu. Not looking so hot up there for ECPI. Both teams now just settling in. for the most part.
Very true. While it seems that nothing is happening, really, the objective is to either kill those little things moving across the screen there, called minions, to get gold, or to deny your opponent gold by preventing them from getting those minions.
And speaking of objectives right now, one is up. One of the bigger objectives on the map being Dragon over at the bottom side. Looks like a mountain one? Or
Yes, sir.
ground one? I forgot what it's called. But looks like...
Yep, that's Mountain Dragon. It's right
There it
here.
is.
Sitting in his
And-
cove waiting for some intruder.
Those dragons, of course, giving buffs to the team that is able to get the kill on it, raising their stats.
That particular
Very-
dragon, that particular dragon allows an increased attack damage against the turrets.
Teams will be looking for priority over the middle and the bottom lanes in order to secure those dragons, at least in the safest way they can. As you can see right now, Elise hovering towards the bottom side. Of course, it doesn't look like for UAlbany bottom lane is able to have any priority as they're pushed back to their turret. Although it's looking like... No, Pantheon was sort of hovering towards the bottom side, but looks like he went back, as was Elise, although Elise is coming.
It looks like UAlbany is trying, at least Elise is going for a dragon.
Definitely, and it looks like she's actually going to start it up, maybe? Yeah, I think she's going to try and secure vision. Yeah, you get that scuttle crab.
Like we said, vision is very important, and you can see these two things with health bars here and here. These are our wards, and the wards are very important simply because they give vision of what's around them on the map, and that's knowing is half the battle, especially here in League of Legends. And if you know where your enemy is, you can know how to best position yourself and be prepared for what they're trying to do.
And it looks like now, with their priority over the bottom lane, they're actually going to start up Dragon, and I don't think ECPI will be able to contest this safely anymore. And yeah, they'll be able to get it perfectly fine. First Dragon going down to the wall.
Though the dragons are very important, sometimes if you don't feel that you can comfortably contest these things, it might just be better to not engage at all, which is what ECPI's jungler is doing, instead going for a gank pop.
Swing of the gank, Shen will be able to get out safely, I think, yeah. Only losing half of his HP. Oh, but Elise is coming in to help. Never mind going back. I think they spotted Galio. No. I think we'll see another fight, quite possibly. Cled's gonna jump on Shen, and Shen losing so much health here. Elise is gonna try and help, and she's actually gonna be able to stop the Nunu as Pantheon comes in with his ultimate flying straight down, as is Galio. Nunu's actually gonna go down at the top there. Cled is going to take down Elise. Galio's going to come in with his ultimate. Pantheon gets knocked up. Cled going so low, as is Galio. Pantheon getting 2 kills there.
I don't know if you saw it, but there was an Ash arrow that came from bottom lane that I think it was Nunu flashed over this wall to get away from. Great flash, but unfortunately, it didn't matter.
And another topside jungle fight goes the way of UAlbany. Of course, this time they lose Elise, but Pantheon getting 2 kills, nothing to stop. This is going alone here.
So these circles you can see around Pantheon's character are jungle buffs. There's 2 in the game, the red and the blue buff. The red buff is a more attack damage focused buff that also gives some nice health regen, and the blue buff is a more ability power and magic damage focused buff. The blue buff gives you mana regeneration, which is the smaller blue bar you can see below the champion's health above their head. And the red buff gives a nice burn over time on targets that you hit with your attacks. There's 2 of each buff on the map opposing.
And normally junglers would be getting those buffs, but because Elise went down there, I think, as did Nunu, those buffs exchanged hands and eventually got onto Pantheon, which is why he has both. He's gonna get taunted. Gallia passive. Ooh, but Elise is gonna come in, they might be able to tower dive. No, Kled is coming to save him. Elise and Pantheon both caught out. Shen ultimate though, he's gonna be able to jump in. Galio and Nunu going back, retreating very low. As the bot lane comes up to try to help for both teams. For the bottom lane, Morgana, Ashe, and Elise might find Zion and Khan here. Morgana's gonna miss a root and they won't be able to do anything. Except to push in the bottom side now.
Both teams moving around the map rather well this game. Everybody was there mid lane that needed to be. Bot lane was coming up from the bottom side of the map, and top lane was down there. Shen using both. Pretty close game as well. There's, despite the 3-kill lead, there's only about 500 gold lead to the side of UAlbany.
Yeah. It's being kept very close, even with the kills going the way of UAlbany.
The Ocean Dragon has spawned, but no one seems to be going for it quite yet. There's a big fight in the river.
He's gonna come in with the snowball. Morgana's gonna be surrounded by everyone. But Pantheon and Shen are also gonna jump in. Pantheon's gonna be able to get one while Morgana goes down. Nunu's gonna be able to use the ultimate. Shen goes down. But Pantheon's gonna be able to get another onto Nunu. Still at 3v3. Kled's gonna ult in onto Ashe. Ashe will go down. Elise is gonna jump onto Galio, but Galio's gonna be able to make it out with the help of Zaya, and it's just Pantheon. But he'll be able to get under tower and he will go down. ECPI coming up the better in that fight. I think he wants more? He doesn't know that Nunu's there. I mean, Kled's there. And he's gonna get caught out. And he'll definitely go down here. That's all 5 down.
That was a big shutdown on Pantheon too. 500 gold extra going the way of ECPI as they now position the Big Dragon. I don't think UAlbany can do much about this.
Yeah, completely uncontested. All 5 players there. An unfortunate fight as Dragons now go 1 apiece for each team.
Builds are all even. The Inferno blazes in the Rift. So this game we're gonna have the Infernal Dragons being the Keystone Dragon in this game. What that means that these dragons will give a significant damage buff to whatever team is able to secure them going forward in this game. It also changes up our map a little bit. So if we look here in the jungle, this is where the red buff normally sits. As you can see, it's completely opened up. There's normally walls around the whole thing. So a pretty nice addition. Same goes for where blue buff normally sits. Completely wide open. You're going to see a lot more action around the jungle is just based on how open the map now is because of that dragon.
Now resetting back to normalcy. I've noticed there hasn't been much priority on the top side of the map. Rift Herald not really being focused over the dragons currently. Although that might change soon if one of the teams decides to go up there. Most likely being blue side, UAlbany, given Shen's priority up there.
Nunu, I think, has ganked top lane twice early on, but nothing came of it.
Yeah.
But
in fact, I think
that,
both those ganks went the side of UAlbany in those fights that came afterwards. So Khaled now invading the blue jungle. Putting down some deep vision, we'll be able to know if Elise is up there or not. Rakan moving towards the middle. Might look for a quick play onto Pantheon, but Pantheon's safe under his tower.
A couple deep wards going in blue side's jungle here. It's going to be important for knowing where Elise is, and given that she's not doing too bad for herself with 3 kills, it could be important to base your decision on when and where to fight.
And for now, both teams just trying to farm up, especially the ones that are down in levels and such. Rakan's actually roaming, and Zaya. Although Pantheon able to spot that out. Actually, a bit more attention to top side. They spot Rakan moving towards the river. Kled and Nunu also there. Looks like blue team actually, they'll put a ward down and they'll see that both teams now having vision of the Rift Herald. Although neither team really wanting to go for it.
Coming up on 19-minute mark in the game, it's going to be interesting to see when exactly teams start to end the laning phase and move more into the teamfight phase, but looking at the map, I don't really see any clear advantage in the form of towers in any lane.
Definitely not. Both teams looking pretty easy. Kled is actually going to try and solo this Rift Herald. And I'm pretty sure UAlbany knows that I'm unable to contest. Actually, Pantheon starting to move, but they know, they definitely know.
Albany knows.
Jump on him now, stunned. Elise and Shen coming in. Kled is cut out here. He's taunted off his mount, and Elise is just gonna burst him down. Rift Herald going the way of UAlbany. Oh, but Dragon being started by ECPI and actually going to be able to get this. Morgana won't be able to steal that. A 1-for-1 trade in objectives. Although, not an even trade in kills. And it looks like now
UAlbany was able to get the Rift Herald right before Baron came up. Which is the second stage of that.
Galio looking for a pick bot, perhaps?
maybe a root on Rakan, and that's a lot of damage, but actually I say that was almost nothing to Rakan. Still full health.
He's up, just...
We are starting to see a bit more roam, but teams still gravitating towards their respective lanes. Again, no clear advantage on any side right now. Especially during team fights if we go really either way. If there seems to be a fight in the top lane, Shen's going to engage onto Kled as Pantheon tries to come in. That's a TP for Galio though. Kled is going to have to use his ultimate actually to get out of there. But the rest of the team gravitating towards the mid lane. I think they spot Elise in there. Galio taking on both of them down. Elise is caught out here, but with the black shield. And Shen ult she'll maybe be able to get out here. All the ults being used. That's huge damage from Nunu though. And that's 3 kills for ECPI. That Nunu ultimate. Destroying their health. Of course, as well as...
First tower of the game. Down. Looks like ECPI is making the Baron call.
They might want Baron here. And it looks like they'll be starting it. And yeah, considering the respawn timers, at least on a 7-6 second respawn, Baron almost at half health. ECPI might be able to get the first Baron. Maybe I think they will. Baron going the way of ECPI.
So what this Baron buff does for ECPI is it makes the minions around each one of their champions stronger. So you can see these empowered purple minions are going to have more health, and they're going to be able to help siege the towers and the base more effectively. It's going to be very hard for UAlbany to deal damage to these buff minions. Here are the waves and run into the base.
Something important about the entire playstyle of this game in general is that the more you wait and be patient, the better rewards you'll get. So with the it looks like there's a pick or I'm wrong. Never mind. So the later you wait to get various buffs and rewards, the better that the things you'll get. For example, the Rift Herald, which replaced the Baron, is only really a 1-person buff, while the Baron is a 5-person.
They are putting it to good use to get bottom turret with that Rift Herald. Turret's now going 1-to-1.
So now coming into the later phases of the game, Juliet, knowing that you play bot lane, what do you think of the matchup that we have here evolving into the later game?
Shen with a solo kill on Kled.
Honestly, it can go either way, I still feel. Xayah and Rakan, who are the ECPI bot laners together, they're essentially built for one another, which makes their synergy so good. So it can be a bit difficult for Ashe and Morgana on the UAlbany side, or the blue side, to fight against. But honestly, they've been kind of holding their own up until this point, and it'll count more on the team as a whole from this point on, I feel, because everyone seems to be stuck quite together on the red side.
They do want to favor Dragon.
Yeah, it's getting to the point in the game where these Dragon and Baron are going to be very important.
They're actually going to start it, and they might pull it out here to a safer position. Galio sees the 3 UAlbany players. They're going to absolutely destroy that dragon. The 3rd dragon going the way of ECPI is they're going to engage Kled onto Elise. Elise is going to be able to jump out here. Oh yeah, she'll be able to get out just barely. Although the rest of ECPI are going to give chase. Actually, no, I'll disengage.
Close. Now ECPI has 3 dragons. If I'm correct, that means the next dragon they get is going to be the Stone Dragon. That's going to give them a very special, very painful buff. Just looking at it on the side of the wall.
And Nunu forced to use Splash over the wall, or else he would have been caught out and almost like killed, taken down. As we saw the Ash Arrow there, used onto Kled, able to get him to dismount, but unfortunately they weren't able to take away the rest of his HP and kill.
Adding on to earlier, when it comes to later game better rewards, there's also better, or rather worse punishments if you make mistakes in the later games, as there is a timer that prevents you from respawning that continually or incrementally increases the later in the game it is. So when you make mistakes, you definitely have to wait a long time before you can even attempt to retaliate.
Good point, coming up on 28 minutes, so that timer is going to be coming up on at least a minute.
Both teams having to be very careful with their fights and their engages. Once again, though, ECPI favoring the bottom side for good reason this time, as they'll be able to get Soul. They take on this one dragon, of course. UAlbany they don't have to, but it's very likely that they'll contest this. They definitely need to.
It's like UAlbany's calling the Cure the Baron. Is ECPI, by looking at the map, are moving bot side.
Bot side pry, although they're actually moving up now. Ash is going to spot them all walking. That's 4 on this side, only the top laners staying in bot lane actually.
ECPI here playing to their strength, staying together, and really using all of that CC that we were talking about that they had on our break. Julia, what do you think about that?
I feel like really that's their big strategy, just having to stay together, which can be a bit of a detriment if, say, Shen tries to split push, or Pantheon, who is up in top lane right now. But it can really hurt UAlbany if they can't respond at all to the big pushes from ECPI.
And Shen is so suited for that split pushing role, especially if he has his ultimate ability up, which he does right now. He can just click on any one of his teammates, and after a short channel, he'll be teleported right to where they are. And most of the time, that's right into the action. So, Baron and Dragon are coming up here. This is a big dragon for ECPI. So we can see they're obviously positioning around. It looked like UAlbany was positioning to try to secure the Baron in a trade for that dragon. As both teams come up here, it's like ECPI might have called that play.
Yeah, they're gonna have a ward there, they will know. And I think if UAlbany start doing this Baron, ECPI might rush straight to Dragon. In fact, they're all grouping around it now as it's gonna come up. UAlbany are gravitating towards Baron at this point. And it's like both teams are gonna split the objectives here.
Dragon's gonna go down a lot faster than Baron. We're gonna see if they can rush there.
Infernal Soul now on ECPI. Baron's
Baron's only at
rush
half,
in.
they have to back off.
Galliolt's gonna knock them up. That's gonna be dismounted, but huge amount of CC. 4 UAlbany players go down. Ashe as well.
That's the team wipe.
That's an ace. A complete wipe. Just an enormous amount of CC from the Nunu Snowball and the Rakan knock-up and also ultimate. UAlbany were not able to really do anything. As you can tell from the health of the ECPI players, all they were able to really do was dismount Kled.
Like we were talking about, they have so much crowd control, CC abilities, which is basically skills that stop your opponent from moving, or knock them up, or silence them, not allowing them to use skills.
And this is the end here, I think. Yeah, it is. ECPI are going to be able to take game 1 of this series.
So taking a look here at some post-game stats, there's Kled doing the most damage in the game, shortly followed by Pantheon. Very close. A very close game overall, and one team fight, one objective call, really the deciding factor in that game.
Definitely.
Still, UAlbany will have a chance to potentially retaliate with either the ban phase or just the next game.
True, this is a best of 3 series. And on that, we're going to go wait for the next game. We'll be back with you shortly. Welcome back, everybody, to our live stream here of the ECAC finals for the 2020 season. Once again, we have UAlbany, who is now the red side, and ECPI, who is the blue side. Current score is ECPI 1 to UAlbany 0 after our first game of play. We're here in the pick and ban phase. Once again, it's moving very quickly. So on the side of UAlbany, we have a Z ban and a Pantheon ban, which is interesting because they played Pantheon last game. And on ECPI so far, we have Varus, Braum, and Leona, all champions they banned in our first game.
Ooh. They don't seem to want to play against the Kled again. Champion gave them a lot of trouble last game.
Moving on to the picks. First pick going to ECPI. They'll pick the Galio again.
That Galio worked out really well for them, considering all his CC, his taunt, and his ultimate. High mobility with that ultimate too.
Exactly.
A good pick overall. Interesting to see what they'll pick into the Galio, possibly mid lane. Kayn. Kayn is a jungler.
Cassiopeia, okay. Changing up the mid lane and jungle here so far for UAlbany. See what ECPI does if they change or stay the course. Obviously, they're going to have to change the top laner.
Might want a jungler here as well. Yeah, as soon as I say that, they pull out the Nunu again. Nunu and Galio, both champions we saw last game.
Aatrox, if I had to take a guess, is going to be replacing the top laner. Not as mobile as Kled, but certainly can deal just as much, if not more damage.
Definitely a powerhouse to be worried about. We'll see what they'll pick into the top lane, although it looks like they're going to want to support. And that'll be Nautilus in the support role.
Now, Julia, in the bot lane, do you like to play against Nautilus or play with the Nautilus? How does that matchup work out?
Nautilus can go either way. And the Recon ban, so that'll make things even more interesting. That's right, Lucas. You mentioned before they might want to ban a Recon in this game because that also was a pick that gave them quite a bit of trouble.
Definitely. That's exactly what they did.
Yeah. Nautilus though, he's very tanky. I feel like last game they didn't have that much in terms of tank except for maybe like Shen. And I feel like that was a huge detriment to them because they just got like essentially swarmed by the other team, ECPI I mean, which makes these support bans very interesting. I think UAlbany is very anti-support right now.
Yeah, it seems like it. There's all the bans out of the way, with the final one being Caitlyn and Torn. If I'm not mistaken, I think ECPI went with the same exact bans as they did last game.
Yes.
Possibly. Mordekaiser into the Aatrox. A solid matchup, I think, there, Aatrox versus Mordekaiser, although Aatrox has to play a bit safer. But Ezreal Morgana in the bottom lane for ECPI. as the last pick they need is an ADC.
Morgana this time on the side of ECPI.
Ezreal Morgana is not going to be fun for Nautilus to fight, but we'll see how that goes.
Dang.
With all the champions sorted out here, the side of UAlbany, it's going to be Mordekaiser top, Kayn in the jungle, Cassiopeia mid, and Vayne and Nautilus bottom lane. And for ECPI, it's going to be an Aatrox top, Nunu and Willip are back in the jungle, as well as Galio's back in the mid lane for them, and Ezreal and Morgana are going to be in the bot lane representing ECPI. This is the second game in the series. If ECPI win, they'll be crowned the champions, but we here at UAlbany are hoping for that reverse sweep, so we wish both contestants good luck as we break for waiting for the spectator delay. Stay tuned. And welcome back, where loaded into the game as we get going for game 2 in this 3-game series. So, starting items, nothing too out of the ordinary here. Judging by the dispersion on the minimap of our champions, it doesn't look like we're going to see any weird strategies like we did game 1. The entirety of ECPI is sitting in the bush.
This format is actually called 5-point, I believe, where every champion on every team, every champion on your team goes to a different place on the map to get the maximum vision.
And with each team doing that, they are going to get the maximum vision. Probably spotted each other a couple times. Definitely in the mid lane, Cass and Galio having standoff.
Minions have spawned.
Like both junglers are opting for a bottom side start. And what will happen here, which we didn't get to watch the first game because it was so chaotic, but now each team is going to leash their jungler. And what they'll basically do is they'll help weaken the buff that has over 2,000 health to help their jungler stay healthy so he can go on and clear the next camp. Just get everything faster.
Of course.
This also saves the jungler's smite summoner spell, which we'll see him use here on a monster called Rock. That will give him... Might not use it. You know, if he popped both, or he popped a potion.
Nunu popping both, I think, there. Both potions in the buff. Most likely he'll go up to red buff and then use that smite.
I think there's a fight in the top lane.
Ooh, missing health on both sides. Although no clear advantage. Ooh. They say. Aatrox's gonna be able to put down a ward. He'll be able to see if Kayn wants to gank and be able to try and get out. Missing the pull on Mordekaiser. He's not gonna be able to get much. Solid damage from Aatrox. Does have to be careful with Kayn though, Kayn being topside. I don't think they spot him, but he does have to be wary. Can't go too hard.
Mordekaiser's an okay spot though, as he was able to get that ward that's about to spot Kayn. On in the rest of you.
And I think they know that this ward is here as well. Kayn's gonna go now. A TP coming in from Galio, in fact. Nunu's coming in. Kayn's gonna be forced to flash, but they're both gonna be taunted. Kayn's gonna be knocked up, and Galio's gonna be able to get him. Ooh, and Aatrox is gonna go down to Mordekaiser just barely. He's gonna take a tower shot there, as did Nunu, but... Oh, wait a second. Mordekaiser doing so much damage, he's gonna be taunted. Oh, and the flash Q! He'll be able to get that kill, and Aatrox is gonna TP back. Great play from Mordekaiser there. Able to take down Galio. And that was a huge fight top lane. At first was looking not the best for UAlbany up in the red side, but Mordekaiser is able to turn that around in their favor. A very good play. Of course, summoner spells now down. Kayn and Mordekaiser not having their flashes.
Yeah, and Galio used TP as well. That fight. Aatrox TP back to lane and Nunu flash somewhere in there as well.
Definitely. Not the biggest advantage. but it'll do.
Cassiopeia's got a lead on CS now, and a Tear of the Goddess, which gives her increased mana, so that's good. She's a very ability-focused character, so that'll be very helpful for her, especially if anyone tries to pick a fight with her mid.
And once again, CS is referring to how many minions the champion has killed, and that's represented by the number to the right or left immediately of the portrait in the bottom center.
Dragon now coming up. Kane's gonna pull it out, and his bot lane's gonna come to help. They do know about this though, but Nunu with no help, I don't think they'll be able to test at all.
It's good timing
First
for
dragon.
the red side. There's a blue guy in the bottom lane back. Even if Nunu knew, he was in no position. Well, actually did it with the control ward on the dragon as well.
First dragon gonna go for UAlbany. And UAlbany right now having not the clearest advantage, but a slight advantage in almost all of their lanes. Mordekaiser definitely pushed in there. He actually won't back, he'll just stay. Mid lane and top lane now level 6. They are able to use their ultimates if needed for both teams.
So Mordekaiser's ultimate ability, he gets at level 6, is a particularly special one. It allows him to remove himself and one opponent from the standard map and takes them effectively to the shadow version of the Rift. And they'll have a 1v1. I'll steal some stats from his opponent as well when he does that.
If he kills them in the realm. If not, then he just takes them out for that certain period of time. Of course, he is able to be killed in that realm as he goes for a 1v1 versus Aatrox. Kane actually might look to help out a bit here. He actually is going to go in. Aatrox is going to get caught out here. And ultimate going to be used. Galio ult. Both are going to get knocked up. Double taunt. Mordekaiser knocked up versus Galio. Aatrox is going to go down to Kane. And Mordekaiser too much health.
Mordekaiser did ult Galio there. It's hard to see from spectator, but yes, he did use it.
Galio goes down as well. Another one fight in the top side of the map for you all. As they're gonna get a free Rift Herald off.
They're definitely capitalizing on every single thing that they get. UAlbany, I mean.
Let's see where Kane decides to use this. He does have a solid amount of time before he's forced to use it, but engage onto Nautilus here. He's gonna hook out, but the snowball's coming in. Rooted, knocked up. Nautilus is gonna go down. Huge from ECPI bottom lane. They're able to get one kill back at least. Oh, and Kane's gonna find Aatrox. He's gonna flash over the wall. Aatrox getting lower and lower, and he doesn't have any ultimate. He doesn't have his ultimate, and
Aatrox
Kane's
no
gonna
help.
be able to.
No help from.
Kane's gonna be able to take down Aatrox pretty easily.
Definitely, I think UAlbany has understood that bot lane is going to be a little bit harder to win compared to top, so they're definitely going to take everything that they can from the top lane.
unable to contest that Scuttle Crab going down.
So, Scuttle Crab, he's in both sides of the river here. And he basically, once he's killed, he gives some health to a certain champion, whoever slays him, as well as the axe for basically a ward and a mini speed zone in that side of the river for whatever team.
And UAlbany taking him down, they now have the advantage there. With the vision in the middle of the river. It looks like Dragon will be up soon, that second one that we'll be looking for. And Kane actually has red form now. I think that form gives him increased healing and damage. He's going to use Rift Herald in the middle. Galio, unfortunately, won't be able to defend that. The blue side, they're looking up. They're going to get the root onto Vayne. They're actually going to be able to take down Vayne. Vayne getting caught out in the side there. Kane going to go in on Nunu, though. Nunu unable to get out. Oh, the flash over the wall, and he actually will be able to get out. An ultimate used. Another ultimate used to be able to get out, and actually, Galio goes down.
What
a double stun from Cassiopeia, although Ezreal bring it back slightly. Very even fight. Ooh, Cassiopeia takes down Morgana, and he's actually going to give chase to Ezreal. Oh, and Vayne coming in, finally respawning, takes down Ezreal. The advantage going to UAlbany. I'm actually going to do Dragon off of this, I think. Yeah, they will. Oh, no? Never mind.
No, not unless actually too low, and they would have taken too much damage.
Yeah, they'll just go back. Maybe try to get it soon.
Meanwhile, top lane. Kaiser has 2 levels on Aatrox.
The 1v1, the island of top lane. Nothing much happening.
Oh, Aatrox used his TP. I didn't notice that earlier.
It must have been to go back to lane and stop Mordekaiser from... Mordekaiser did get one of the turret platings. So, turret plating are the shield that's in front of each tower. You'll destroy a plate denoted by the breaks them. Stop it. Actually, going down here.
Oh, he's gonna dodge that root, but the spell shield's gonna save Morgana from being knocked up. Meanwhile, Galio's gonna ultimately be able to get Cassiopeia. No! Mordekaiser comes down. Too much happening. Sorry, Morgana and Nunu both gonna go down. Ezreal and Galio might try to look for something, but I don't think they'll be able to. I think Dragon is just gonna go the way of UAlbany once again. Second Dragon.
I'd be better than test that without their jungler. Another Inferno map. Here is the Inferno Dragon comes back to the Rift. The map is opened up in the jungle.
Mordekaiser using TP there. Be able to get in on the action. I think he took 1 kill there. Maybe.
I don't think he ended up getting any. It might have been Kane and Cassiopeia shared the bounty there on that fight lane. Taking 1 kill.
Aatrox now level 9, still scared of Mordekaiser, though, as Kane looking for something, but won't find anything as Aatrox is wary of it.
Kane's going for the Rift Herald, it looks like.
The second Rift Herald.
Second one this game. This one will be much more powerful when does his charge attack against towers if he can secure it.
We might try to look.
I think it might happen and thinking the bottom lane.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to get much here. Oh, the root and the knockup as well. Gonna use heal, but I don't think he'll be able to get out. Ooh. Oh, with a sliver of HP. So close. Nautilus is gonna stay out, although the Rift Herald.
Rift Herald is gonna hurt.
A tower destroyed. Well, not destroyed, but definitely low health now. You know, the bottom lane, it looks like they'll be able to get a tower back. Ooh, Kane's gonna gank here. But Aatrox will be able to get out safely once again. Kane and Mordecai are just trying to push their advantage up there. Make Aatrox sweat a little bit. Lose here. So they know.
It looks like mid and bot went for a bit of a lane swap for a second there on the blue side.
Yeah, well, now they'll go to match each other, I think. Oh no, actually bottom side first. UAlbany are just gonna go back to base, get their items and such. ECPI though, they look like they want to press in mid a little bit.
UAlbany is repeatedly singing the Infernal Dragon here. So, anything to go off of it, I think they're gonna try to make a play for this. Already 2 dragons up, means they just need 2 more and then they'll get the Dragon Soul.
Yeah, they want to make this as easy as possible for them. Uh-oh, the spot came there. Both junglers giving each other a stare. Ooh. Mistook, but he's gonna get knocked up, grounded. Galio's gonna come in and Morgana's gonna be used. Luna's gonna go down though. And it's gonna be used on Galio. Galio took down. Aatrox TP, as is Mordekaiser. Aatrox is actually gonna go down. So is Nautilus. And ECPI pushed straight off.
That Aatrox TP, I'm not sure about. It looked like he TP'd in with half health. And then was immediately Cassiopeia ulted. And
the Cassiopeia is going to get taunted, but Galio is forced to use his flash to get out of there as Mordekaiser can help her. The third dragon goes to UAlbany. One more and they get sold. A very good fight from them.
we'll get dragon. If not getting bot tower outright, that's a lot of damage on it.
Definitely be able to choke it down, and it looks like they'll actually get it. Ooh, Nuna's gonna come in to defend with the snowball. Oh, barely dodges that snowball. But he'll be able to get out. Actually, top lane loses their turret to Cassiopeia and Mordekaiser pushing in.
And a lot more lane pressure from UAlbany this game. Given that Mordekaiser got so ahead, he's able to keep the pressure on top lane. allowing jungle to go elsewhere and focus on dragons, and still draw the attention of CPI to the top lane, bringing up a lot of the map for UAlbany.
Very true. We don't see it every time because the fights can be a bit slow in the top lane as they chunk each other very, very slowly.
Yeah.
But definitely, he's Mordekaiser's doing his job and making sure that Aatrox is out of commission. And here comes
Nautilus also to Ezreal, but Ezreal's going to blink out of there. Actually get some damage. Ooh, the flash hook in rooted, as well as slowed and grounded. Ezreal might go down here to Cassiopeia. Ooh. And he will, but he'll also be able to get Cassiopeia back as the rest of the teams now come in. Luna goes down. As does Morgana. Kayn and Aatrox 1v1. Aatrox under his tower. Kayn's still going for this. Losing health, but they won't be able to chase. Galio also fine in the bottom lane. And I think that was a 3-for-1 trade. Ooh! The hook! But he won't be able to get the root taunted down. But Vayne doing so much damage. That hook won't hit. And they'll disengage. Second tower might go down here. Aatrox and Nunu trying to defend. Kayn ultimate on the Aatrox. He might be able to get out. Yes, he'll go through the wall and towards Mordekaiser. But no man, Mordekaiser's gonna go in. He's actually
Mordekaiser ulted Aatrox.
Ult Aatrox, and he's gonna get that solo kill, although Galio and Nunu are gonna be able to catch out Kayn. Trying to get away. And Vayne goes down to Ezreal on the bottom side of the map. ECPI pulling some kills back there. On both sides of the map. Although there is a problem is their top side tower is dangerously low. UAlbany meanwhile only losing their bottom side tower. They can spot Mordekaiser. But Mordekaiser equipped to deal with this. 4 players on the bottom side of the map here for ECPI.
I have to deny this next dragon, because if UAlbany does take it, it's the Dragon Soul.
They're gonna try and catch someone off here, I think. In fact, Kayn's here, gonna spot them all, dodges the root, but unfortunately, actually he will be able to get out. CC'd a bit there, lost some health, but comes out with his life.
A little jump scare there for UAlbany's people.
Ezreal uses his ult to try to clear minions top.
Unfortunately, it won't be enough as Mordekaiser's just gonna push his wave in.
Mordekaiser's teleport, as well as Aatrox's teleport, are now going to be up for this dragon fight. That has to happen in the river. I think UAlbany will force it.
Aatrox won't be using it because he's already down here. Mordekaiser, however, will be a bit late to the party. Dragon now. Mordekaiser might want this tower actually.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get it, I think.
The dragon looks like it's being burst down. Actually, maybe good. Yeah, although Galio's going to get a 3-man taunt here. Mordekaiser's going to come in towards the end.
Ult's Ezreal.
Ult's Ezreal. Galio, Nunu, and Aatrox all go down, and that's a 5-man sweep for UAlbany.
Cost of dragon, though. They did not get the dragon. But
they did not get dragon, but I think
coming out.
Yeah, they will be able to get a free Baron here. The fastest respawn timer on Nunu being now 10 seconds. do give up dragon, they're not worried. They still have a 2-dragon lead here. And that's better for UAlbany.
There goes top tower fell by Aatrox's efforts.
Unfortunate. Top now pushed back to their base. Meanwhile, ECPI still only 1 turret.
Like 1.9 towers, I think, but yeah.
Oh wow, 1 single hit.
32 HP on that tower.
If one of the tankier players on ECPI tried, they definitely could get it. Without any minions, I mean.
They always seem to force it down mid lane.
So, Galio on the side of ECPI just bought important item, especially versus Bane. He has a Rellenomicon, which basically deals some grievous wounds, and what that does is stops any lifesteal healing. It's also a good item, I think, against Bane. Red King. But Cassiopeia also has that item for Aatrox. So he heals a lot based on his skills in this kit.
ECPI don't want this turn to go down. You know, Mordekaiser and Aatrox
Just doing top lane
staring each
things.
other down at the top, yeah. The island of top lane once again.
Interestingly, because of the Baron buff, UAlbany doesn't even have to engage at all with ECPI, because that one big minion just does the work for them.
Good down, but as you can see, they're still pumping in damage.
Very true.
Aatrox and Mordekaiser trading blows. This turret's gonna go down. And Galio's gonna come to help out Aatrox a bit.
That's what UAlbany was waiting for. It was Galio getting pulled away to go top lane.
Oh,
That was all.
Galio does come back. Yeah, he's actually gonna take down Nunu. Look at that healing. He was almost no health, and now look, he's more than half. Morgana taken out as well. Bane just doing so much damage here. Ooh, Galio. A flash hook. Nautilus is gonna go down, but he'll take Ezreal with him, and Aatrox. It's gonna be a straight push to the base. Only Galio getting out alive, and looks like UAlbany might be able to get this.
The Baron buff did wear off,
Yeah,
but they are knocking on the door of the Nexus here.
they do want this tower a respawn, and Nunu's back, but I think they just have too much damage, and yeah, second game going to UAlbany. We're now at 1-1 in the series.
It's true.
One more game left, if I'm not.
No, you're right. Yeah, one more, and basically winner takes all right now.
This is for all the marbles.
Looking at the pregame stats, I won't put it up on screen, but Ezreal did do the most damage in the game by a pretty significant margin. Despite his efforts, though, ECPI was not able to win that game, and it did go to UAlbany. So it's a 1-1 in the series. Teams are going to take a short break. We're going to take a short break. We'll see you back here at the start of our final game 3. See you soon. everyone, and welcome back to our broadcast of the ECAC League of Legends Finals for the 2020 season. We currently sit at 1-1 in our 3-game series, so this will be the last game. Let's join both teams as they are currently in Champ Select. So, once again, UAlbany is now on the blue side, and ECPI is on the red. Each team has their first ban out of the way. UAlbany is first banning Pantheon, while ECPI bans Braum. And the Kled ban coming out again. So far, these bans are pretty much in line with everything we've seen so far in the past 2 games.
Ooh.
Except Cassiopeia this time, not wanting to deal with that threat they did last game.
And I think the champ selects here, they're really kind of deciding these games. I remember the first game, it looked really hard for UAlbany to really deal with anything ECPI had, and they just couldn't, and they lost that game. And then the second game, they figured out how to really negate the Galio CC, and they managed to pull through with their Mordekaiser and Kane.
Interesting pick here, I think, from UAlbany. Normally, ECPI would go forward to ban Varus, but now both AD carries on each side have been picked first.
And they definitely want Rakan here. Yeah, Xayah Rakan. The same thing as the first game. Rakan not being banned might spell trouble for UAlbany, although maybe they have a plan to not get hit by him as much, I guess. Kane again. Kane worked out really well for them last game.
He's got such good mobility with his he has a really good ability to walk through walls, so that's what his champion does, and it lets him get around the map very well.
Overall, a very good character. Now hovering Nami and Lulu here.
Hovering the support pick.
Nami. Interesting. Something we haven't seen so far.
Nami Varus lane. Juliet, what do you think about that?
Depends. A lot of Namis are gonna either try to focus bubbles, which can be very difficult to hit on Xayah or Rakan, especially because Rakan has a dash back to Xayah. But if she manages to catch any of them out, Varus can definitely do a lot of damage to them.
A good combo between both of them, right? With Varus's passive, he's able to stack up his ticks and then able to pop them pretty easily, whilst the enemy is suspended in the water bubble. ECPI going forward and picking Zac for their jungler. Zac is also pretty mobile, and his ganks can be very scary with his jump. It just covers so much ground. Back to the bans. UAlbany banning Talon.
Interesting. ECPI not prioritizing Galio this time. Although UAlbany might think about banning it here. Maybe, possibly.
Well, if it wasn't obvious by their mid laner's name, he is a Zed. He or she is a Zed one trick.
Vladimir.
So, Vlad's a good ban, just overall. He deals much damage and it's slippery with his blood pool ability.
Way too much healing, too.
Yeah.
Now, top lanes and mid lanes picks coming in. Lissandra for the mid lane, I'm pretty sure. An interesting pick. We'll see what UAlbany picks against this. A Sylas? A Sylas.
Sylas has an interesting ultimate where he steals the ultimates of his opponents. So far this game, what do we think the best ultimates are for him to take?
Well, Rakan's is definitely not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Lissandra as well. I think actually they're all pretty decent. Zayas can get him out of a sticky situation, as can Rakan's, of course, other than being CC. Maokai, though, in the top lane. And now ECPI with the counter pick for top lane here. We'll see what they get. Camille. Interesting draft. Not much shared on both sides considering the last few games. We will see Kane, Rakan, and Zaya once again.
Be interesting. I think aside from Maokai's ultimate, ECPI does have a bit more crowd control with Zach, Sandra, especially Rakan.
But this is
There's a lot of damage on the side of UAlbany. Kane, as we saw, was important last game as well. Silas, Paris.
Silas, one of the stronger champions in the later game. Of course, early, kind of hard to do damage on him, but towards late, his W heals for just so much. And the rest of his abilities, of course, do damage. He does have that knock up, and he's able to steal ultimates as well.
This will be definitely an interesting final game. There's a bunch of champions that we haven't seen before. So look forward to joining you guys again once our spectator delay is up. See you in a bit. Alright, and welcome back. We're here now loading into the game. for our final game in this best of 3 series, UAlbany versus ECPI. Starting off, no items out of the ordinary. Looks like Ami is slow out of the.
It's they're gonna do the 5-point thing as they did last game.
It's just perfectly even.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Oh, so he's doing that strat. There's a strat where you ward extremely early and then you back as fast as you can, and then you can exchange your trinket, or your warding item, I mean, your vision item rather, and then you can immediately get the next one, like within a much shorter amount of time than you would have otherwise.
Yeah, both junglers have done that.
I like how they both warded the same bush.
Yeah.
They will be starting opposite sides of the map, though. Well, that's some deep vision placement. I think Rakan there.
Yep.
On the Raptor camp. We'll be able to see if Kane's there, and I think Kane goes there next, so. Definitely.
I like this Varus skin.
Very clean. Rakan and Zaya hiding out in that bush. Not moving, not taking the wave. Yep. There we go then. All the lanes now. Able to see one another.
I think Maokai will be having the hardest time catch up. Neil's passive, as we saw quickly right there, is she gets the adaptive shield to whatever takes first from a champion. Be hard to put any poke on top of her. As well as Maokai being tank focused. Character.
He's in fact getting pushed back here. That's the second wave stage. Now that the junglers are starting to be higher level.
Zach looking bot.
Yeah, I was about to say they might start looking for ganks, and Zach exactly is looking for one. Zach, of course, able to jump in. Very fast as we see he's getting ready to jump in. A flash used from Nami and a flash used from Varus. And they'll get under their tower safely.
It was a very good flash from Nami, dodging 2 knockups.
And Rakan using his flash to try and knock up that Nami, but wasn't able to get anything out of it. Although they're now down both flashes and have to be a bit safer with their play.
True.
There was Camille's extremely long escape. She saw Kane's marker that he was in the wall and then just eat away, hoping right out of there. Some flashbacks to the last game where might have gotten killed a little too many times by the Kane. Top one, she would have liked.
Was Silas gonna go in here? That's a solid amount of damage. Both of those mid laners side not having too much mana here, though Silas having a bit more. Zach looking. Kane is close though. He's gravitating away. Zach and Lissandra definitely want this, I think. Or they won't be able to get it. Zach's going off now. Kane's actually looking top of the root from Maokai. They're going to jump on Camille and flash away.
Very, very fast ganks happening all around.
Definitely. A lot of flashes used early here. now. Laners will just try to poke each other out. First dragon is up. Ooh, a bubble hit, but Rakan's gonna engage to help his Xayah. They are gonna move though. Xayah's so low. He's gonna get healed from the Rakan Q passive as well as his own summoner spell. And they're gonna be able to get out safely.
Something to note on the map, we do have an Infernal Dragon in the first slot of the dragon, so we are going to see a different Keystone Dragon this game than the other two Infernal Dragons we saw in the last two games.
Interesting to see what it will be and how it will affect the game. The bottom side now trying to push in. They'll go back and get their items at this point.
Zoned out from his cannon minion there. Killing the cannon minion gives you roughly twice as much gold as a normal minion.
Zac engaging with Sandra using her ultimate. That's so much healing from Silas. Rakan's roaming up though. Kane's knocked up, but not enough damage and health to be able to capitalize off that knockup.
Kane and Silas both use their flash theirs as well as the Zac on
With Sandra's ultimate used as well as Silas's actually.
Careful,
They're hiding in the
doesn't
bush.
know it.
Kane better be careful. He's gonna get knocked up and
Bush trick strikes again.
destroyed by Zac and Xayah. Sandra using teleport to get back to the land. And I think ECPI are gonna be able to get this dragon. Kane being down. Gonna try and rush to it, but
thinking about coming up here.
Varus could steal this with one of his arrows. He's gonna shoot it. Oh my! He steals the dragon!
And he kills
one single arrow!
So clean.
Wow!
Zac
I
is extremely low.
really did not expect that to happen.
That's.
Zac is only level 4.
Oh wow, I didn't even notice that. Zac is level 4.
That's why. So, why that's important is the junglers take the summoner spell Smite, and Smite scales. It deals true damage to monsters and minions. It scales with your level, so the higher level you are, the higher damage your Smite deals, and it's the perfect tool for securing big objectives like Dragon. But because Zac is only level 4, his Smite was not able to deal more damage than Varus's full charged arrow do. So he was able to steal that dragon. Very important.
Yeah, UAlbany now having the dragon advantage. Very lucky. Silas is gonna TP bot. They're gonna look for Xayah and Rakan? It's a very interesting TP.
Did have the deep ward.
They did, yeah. They tried to look for the bit of a flank, but Silas gonna go back. No teleport now.
Is Kane going for Rift?
Most likely, yes, he is. They do have a bitter priority up there. Maokai not seeing Camille though, but Camille returning to lane. I think he will be able to get this safely. Zac's on the bottom side anyway. And there go Rift out. Kane and Camille are about to see each other, although Kane will see her first and back away.
Flash.
Bit of a fight, a good flash from Varus. Gonna save his life.
Oh, there's a fight mid.
Silence getting Camille, but he's gonna kill him. Right back. It's gonna go down, but so will Camille. Maokai gonna flash away. Kane very low. But so is Zach. They'll both be able to get out of 1-for-1 trade.
Now, if Zach does go down here, though, he does have his passive, which effectively means he doesn't die until you kill all 4 of his blobs. But it doesn't look like he'll need to use that safety net just yet.
Prioritizing around Dragon right now, just clearing wards, clearing the game. Back to normalcy as Camille gets a bit of a hit onto Maokai. Although Maokai still having the weight advantage, pushing it straight in.
Despite being a more damage-focused champion, Maokai has been able to keep up farm.
Definitely playing very well, even a kill up actually. Silas won't be able to get too much off of Camille.
Zach rotating bot.
We're gonna look for Varus here. Not really the case. Zach's gonna jump in. He'll miss everything. Ooh, Varus, huge dodges, but he'll get ulted by Rakan, and I think he might go down here. Yeah, Rakan will get that kill, but
Every single one of those champions on the side of ECPI used their ultimate ability in that fight.
that'd be 3 ultimates. Nami also used her, as did Varus. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Camille coming down. Kane is gonna get ulted, and he will go down. They're looking for Silas. They're chasing this, but Silas is perfectly fine. Oh, and Nami's gonna get caught out, but she'll flash over the wall and flash to safety. And that is not good for UAlbany. Now at a 2,000 gold difference, I think. Or, yeah, 2,000, close. Okay. Dragon. This time won't be stolen, and we'll go to the ECPI jungler.
So this will change the map in probably literally the opposite way that the Infernal Dragon changes the map. But taking away walls, our Mountain Dragon has added more to that jungle.
A bit of a skirmish up in top lane, but again, nothing coming of it. Except for more Maokai push.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Kane and Varus are getting spotted here. Zach's gonna land an ability, but the Scuttlecraft will still go down to Kane. Back to normalcy once again.
See in the bottom side here of the jungle, yeah, it has some very good wards. Say that though. On the UAlbany. Zaya has 27
something to laugh about. The ultimate from Nami's gonna come in, gonna miss both. Rakan's gonna re-engage, but he's gonna be rooted down. But he's gonna be able to get out with his enlarged E range. Rakan's E, of course, able to make him dash to a teammate.
It was very
Give him a
quick,
shield.
but if you paying attention, you saw that Silas did start teleporting, but it was cancelled.
Oh,
He was trying to get to the bot lane fight, but I think that ward expired and
that's unfortunate. 2 times Silas trying to TP bot lane for something. Both times it not working out too much. Another skirmish top lane once again.
Now
Teams are gonna face again. Maokai's gonna TP. Cassandra in the middle of them all. Cassandra's gonna be healing them. Maokai taking on 2 in the back there. Silas coming down along with Zac. Nami's gonna go down, but Xayah and Rakan are both gonna go down in return. Varus being killed as well. Cassandra being rooted, stunned, knocked up, and Silas will be able to take her out. It's just Zac left defending this tower, although Camille is pushed up in the top lane now that Maokai is gone. Camille, no TP, unable to match the TP of Maokai. Camille might be able to get this turret, or at least be close.
I think she will get it. Yeah, her minion will.
And she, in fact, will be able to get this turret, yeah. And that's the first turret over to ECPI, even though they came out the losers in that fight. Maokai's gonna get caught out, but Rakan's gonna go in. And charms as the rest of the team pulls up, and Kane goes down. They're gonna chase down Nami. Will Nami be able to get out? She'll use the blast gun to get over the wall, and she will not be chased. Oh, Silas! Well, Rakan actually flashed there, but Silas was able to grab him mid-flash, or after when he landed. Mid tower's going down, unfortunately.
Interesting Sandra ult there.
Ulted
Hard to tell if
Silas.
it was Lysandra's ultimate or Silas. I think it was.
Oh, 10 seconds for Dragon at this point. Both teams wanting this as there's one Dragon apiece here. It looks like ECPI are in a better position for it. Top laner is coming down now. Camille going through the river. Maokai going through the jungle. Zac is going to back.
Yeah, he does back. I don't know if that was a
And this gives
good move.
UAlbany a good handle on this Dragon. They might be able to get it.
Definitely gonna get the dragon.
Cassandra's gonna want to steal this, but she won't be able to. Even though Maokai's zoning off the rest of them, Rakan's gonna get caught out. And Rakan is gonna be... Xayah able to get out there, and Zac does so much.
That was a huge peel from Zac. Allowing Xayah to
Huge.
get.
Basically takes 4 members off of Xayah, allowing her to escape with her life. Silas actually using his ult to steal Rakan ult there. Tried to bring the Camille back into UAlbany's team, but unfortunately wasn't able to. Although his ult is up in about 30 seconds. Good saplings here, although they'll spot out Cassandra.
This is the second Rift Herald if either side wants to take it.
Looks like ECPI are really gravitating towards it. Rakan clearing as much as he can, getting vision in the river. Silas will take the blue buff
Looks like top's going for a lane swap as Camille tries to take the bottom turret.
Lopez rushing down there to the match her. We will get there, I think, in time. This turret will be saved. There we will. We'll be able to clear the wave and get out. Rakan and Zaya spotted in mid. Huge clear. Very easy.
Gives them a bit of a back foot. Down kills, and more importantly, they're down by towers.
Definitely. And the bottom turret's health isn't looking too good either. Even though it's the only frontline turret left. They do want that top turret though, which was taken to quite low health by Malphite, I think. They're gonna push in mid. Silas and Lissandra are gonna see each other. Unfortunately, they won't be able to get that turret because Lissandra's up there. The team's now grouping a bit towards the middle side. Now kind of matching each other on the bottom side. Silas and Lissandra matching each other towards the top side. TPs are going to come out. Camille's going to TP on that minion. Nami's being caught out, but that flash is going to save her. So Nami also now coming in. Silas TP'd in. No one's going down just yet. Zaya ultimate fuse. 3 roots there. And Zaya and Rakan both go down. So much help being lost. Camille goes down as well. And Zach's passive popped. And they'll be able to get it. Will Lissandra go down as well? Lissandra just barely ults. With enough health, although I think they'll be able to take her down, they will.
That's the fight UAlbany needed.
That is definitely what they needed.
What a turnaround.
A huge turnaround, yeah. And that's a free Baron. A very good fight for them.
Be careful the jungler doesn't die here.
He's very low.
He's very low, yes, but Kane's
They
healing.
might do enough damage. Yeah, Nami helps him out.
Rakan's walking in the vicinity, but
I don't think Rakan will be able to steal it. Ooh! A very close feather, but the smite is too fast, and that's a Baron buff on UAlbany. And now, UAlbany, with the advantage in pretty much everything except towers.
The Dragon's coming up, so this will be interesting. An interesting fight with Baron buff. UAlbany definitely.
Ooh, 2 bubbled! And Rakan's gonna ultimate, but he's gonna be taken down just so fast with the ultimate used. And Silas is gonna take down Zaya.
Oh, there's
Camille's gonna
another
take down
wipe.
herself, and that's another team wipe! This time, in front of the dragon! UAlbany's gonna get...
They have to make the decision
another
here
team
whether or not to push with Baron buff or to go after this dragon.
Actually, Kane, I think, is soloing dragon here. And
Yeah, he'll be
yeah,
able
he
to
is.
do it.
So they'll get that 3rd dragon, and they'll be able to push middle, maybe get middle inhibitor. Well, quite possibly.
And black, some of the minion.
But they are doing the
They're just
damage.
straight tank.
That inhibitor is going to go down. Only Rakan to defend. Rakan won't be able to. We'll get that inhibitor though. Keep their advantage and they'll push back. They'll pull back.
very true. Rakan, though he respawns the fastest, is also 2 levels below Nami.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Oh my god.
That's not good for CPI.
Good deal. Yeah, those 2 team fights definitely just completely disintegrating the advantage that ECPI had at the beginning of the game.
With the
Silas
rest
now.
of this the Baron buff, I think UAlbany needs to choose what lane they're going to push out. Granted, they push middle all the way, and they do have more towers, but it might be hard to keep the pressure up with them.
Been destroyed.
actually. So Sandra's gonna go take that turret. They do spot Camille though, although they won't be able to get her. And I think they'll take that top turret in return. The wave is pushing in, and they will be able to take that top turret. Even just the minions doing damage is enough to take it out.
Split push here. Unfortunately, Maokai doesn't have his ultimate if they were to get into a team fight, so that's why I don't think UAlbany really wants to overstay their welcome.
The TP either. He won't be able to get up there. Oh, he is going to take back that turret they lost from bottom lane. And they're gonna have to send someone to match him. That's gonna be Zack and Sandra down there.
Based on their pathing, you can tell that they're hesitating a bit on the red side.
Definitely. They're scared of a team fight seeing as they lost both of them earlier. Oh, they are trying to defend this top, the secondary top turret. Oh, it looks like we're gonna go into a pause here as the ECPI Camille is going to try and fix some technical issues.
So looking at the game so far, let's focus more on the items that people have bought here. We do see Maokai is definitely building Denki. He's going to be the front line that UAlbany really needs to keep all the champions off of the AD carry Varus, who really, I think, dealt a lot of damage, especially in that second team fight we saw around the Dragon side map. Xayah does have a decent amount of farm, but in terms of items, she's pretty much equal with Varus. Two different styles of build here. It doesn't look like Xayah has any attack speed items, while Varus has rage blade. Well, I think we wait out this pause where we're going to take a short break. We'll be back with you once the
A summoner has reconnected.
Alright, we're back. Game has been unpaused, everyone's back into the game and right where we left off.
Lissandra matching Maokai here in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, the rest of the team wanting to push their advantage in the top. I think they're going to get that turret.
The textbook split pushing.
There it is.
Everyone has their ultimates up, so this can go either way right now.
Teams just spotting each other, honestly. Poking each other down.
Albany and chat is pinging the respawn timer of the dragon. This will be important once again because this will be their 4th dragon and they can get the soul, which this particular soul gives them a shield added to on top of their health, as well as more damage to objectives.
This definitely benefits Maokai here. Already such a huge tank.
Yeah.
That shield will give him even more. Camille and Maokai now matching each other. And the rest of the teams gather around Dragon, which should be up pretty soon. And actually, Sandra's gonna get caught out here. She's gonna be forced to use her ultimate. Zach's gonna come in though. This is a Camille TP as well as a Maokai TP. This might be another fight. So much happening here, I can't even see. I know I saw Zaya ultimate. Camille's gonna go down. I saw Lissandra get rooted, and Rakan's gonna go down too. Kane will be taken out by the turret, I think. Oh, and Zach gets his passive pop, and Zaya's gonna get dove as the last member alive. And I think that's it. I think they push mid here.
Yeah.
And I think they end the game.
And there's GG's in chat from ECPI. And with the 20-second death timer, if everybody... Oh, the inhibitor respond.
Oh, the inhibitor respawn. That's so unlucky.
And very well could be one more fight.
But, no, these just too much damage.
Attack speed from...
And they're going to be hitting the Nexus. That's it. Game's over. UAlbany takes game 3 and wins the entire series. UAlbany are your
both teams.
ECAC League of Legends champions. Well played by both teams, though.
Definitely.
Second game much closer until the team fight started happening. I mean, the third game, sorry. A good series overall, though. Congratulations to UAlbany. And a good fight from ECPI.
Yeah, it was a great game, especially the last game. Back and forth, team fighting at the start of the game. We had ECPI in the lead for the majority of it, and then those two very important team fights that swung the game for UAlbany. Great. So looking the end of game statistics here, Lissandra did the most in the game, but UAlbany has 2 players that managed to get, well, 3 that managed to get very close. It's a surprising amount of damage from Maokai, I think. But yeah, great games. Congratulations to all players. First for UAlbany and second for the ECPI Rams. Great games. Amazing display. And yeah. I think that's going to be it from us. I've been Matthew, and I was here with...
I've been Lucas.
And I've been Juliet Hahn.
Thanks everyone for joining us. Have a good night and good day.